if you guys could bring back one thing from the UK back with you to the States, what would it be?
Yeah, my boyfriend. I would just take him with me.
Oh, that's right.
Who's the last person I sent a meme to? Probably Tom. Yeah, he gets the most of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very dangerous skill to have, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta
one should
use
have
it
that power. Use it
responsibly.
responsibly.
If
Exactly.
you do have.
With great power comes
Great responsibility.
There you go.
Um,
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You told me about the nightmare of Tom choking in his Spider-Man
Yes.
suit, right? Like on his own vomit.
I get scared all the time. Like, what if he's working so hard that he throws up?
And then
He can't. He chokes.
Yeah.
I think about all the time. Like, that's
true. That's very valid.
really scary.
That is terrifying. That's true.
Yeah,
That is
there's
crazy.
no quick way to get it. I don't feel like everybody was just ignoring the fact that was a real issue, but yeah.
No, for five.
I'm really impressed with
If you could bring one thing back from the UK to the United States, what would it be? For me, it's an easy answer. My boyfriend. I'd just take him with me. That's right, he'd be my choice without a doubt. Now, thinking about my daily interactions, the last person I probably said something mean to was Tom. He tends to be on the receiving end of my sharp comments more than anyone else. I guess it's a bad habit, but he's good at handling it. It's just a part of how we communicate sometimes. Switching topics, there's this one skill I find incredibly tricky to balance. It's something that can be powerful, but also dangerous. You've got to use it wisely. You know, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. That phrase has stuck with me, and I often remind myself to act responsibly, especially when faced with tough choices. It's a small shout out to the importance of accountability in our actions. Speaking of responsibility, Tom's work as Spider-Man comes with its own set of challenges. You once asked me about my thoughts on Tom choking in his Spider-Man suit, right? The thought genuinely terrifies me. I can't help but worry sometimes. He works so hard, and the idea of him throwing up or choking in that suit, it's something I think about more than I'd like to admit. It's a scary thought, and honestly, it feels like a very real concern. There isn't exactly a quick way out of those suits, and that reality can be nerve-wracking. What surprises me is how people tend to brush off these concerns as if they aren't serious. It's almost as though everyone ignores the fact that these things can happen. But when I think about it, it really hits me how impressive Tom is. He navigates such challenges with grace, even when the odds seem stacked against him. Another thing that amazes me is Tom's ability to switch accents so effortlessly. Seriously, I'm so impressed by how he shifts between them like it's second nature. If I had to do a British accent, I don't think I'd be able to pull it off as seamlessly. That said, the more I'm around British people, since they're practically family to me now, the more I pick up on their way of speaking. It's a beautiful thing to see how accents and cultures blend, especially in close relationships. And speaking of people who leave a lasting impression, someone I find incredibly charismatic is Tom himself. Sure, there are others I've worked with who have great personalities, but Tom stands out to me for so many reasons. His ability to connect with people, his dedication to his craft, and his unwavering positivity make him truly remarkable. He's someone who inspires me to be better both personally and professionally. Thinking about our lives together, I often reflect on how much we've grown as individuals and as a team. There's this beautiful balance we've struck, supporting each other while chasing our own dreams. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Our relationship reminds me of the importance of having someone in your corner, someone who understands you and stands by you no matter what. At the end of the day, life is about cherishing these connections, whether it's through laughter, shared experiences, or overcoming challenges together. It's these moments that shape who we are. And for me, having Tom in my life has been nothing short of a blessing. From his sense of humor to his unwavering determination, he brings out the best in me, and I hope I do the same for him. In conclusion, if I could bring anything from the UK back to the States, it wouldn't be an object or a souvenir. It would be Tom. He's more than just a partner. He's my source of joy, inspiration, and support. And for that, I'm endlessly grateful. If I had to describe Tom and me in a few words, I'd say we balance each other out perfectly. I'm naturally more shy and quiet, and it takes a bit more effort to step out of my comfort zone. On the other hand, Tom is fantastic at connecting with people. He's one of those people who can just walk into a room, start a conversation, and make everyone feel comfortable. You can see it when he's on talk shows or doing interviews. He's so naturally good at being social. For me, it's been a process. I've had to work on pushing myself to open up and be more outgoing. But having someone like Tom around makes it so much easier because his energy is so warm and welcoming. If I were to take Zendaya to a beach in the UK, I'd have to think about the options carefully. There are a lot of unique beaches in the UK, but they're quite different from what you might expect if you're used to sandy, sunny beaches. Actually, I've been to a few beaches here myself. When I was filming Spider-Man in England a few years ago, we visited this one beach with pebbles instead of sand. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was so rocky and different from what I was used to. It had its own kind of charm, though. If I were to pick a beach for her, I'd want to choose one that showcases how unique the UK coastline is. Maybe somewhere with stunning cliffs or a peaceful, quiet atmosphere. Speaking of Spider-Man, living in a city like the one he swings through would be amazing. There's something about the energy of a bustling city that feels alive and exciting. The idea of having a superhero like Spider-Man in your city is pretty cool too. It's one of those things that makes you wonder what life would be like if these fictional characters were real. Would people go about their day as usual, or would everyone stop and stare at Spider-Man swinging by? It's fun to think about. But back to the idea of personality differences. What's great about being with someone like Tom is how much he encourages me to be myself. When you're with someone who's naturally confident and outgoing, it can inspire you to step out of your shell a little more. I've always been the kind of person who takes my time to open up. But Tom has this way of making people feel seen and valued. It's not just about being charming, it's about genuinely caring about others. That's one of the things I admire most about him. When we're together, I feel like we complement each other in ways that make both of us better. He helps me feel more at ease in social situations, and I think I help ground him when things get overwhelming. Relationships are about balance, and I think we've found ours. And I also think about how much we've grown over the years. Being in the spotlight can be tough, but having someone by your side who understands what you're going through makes all the difference. It's not just about the big moments, like walking red carpets or filming major projects. It's about the small, everyday moments too. It's about having someone to laugh with, someone who supports you when you're tired or stressed, and someone who genuinely celebrates your successes. I would love no one smiles. For example, when I see Tom on set, I am always in awe of how hard he works. Whether he's in the Spider-Man suit or doing something completely different, he brings so much energy and dedication to what he does. It inspires me to do the same in my own work. And when he's not working, he's just as committed to spending quality time with the people he cares about. That balance between work and personal life is something I really respect about him. Thinking about the future, I'm excited about all the possibilities. Whether it's traveling to new places, trying new things, or simply enjoying the little moments together, I feel lucky to have someone who makes life so full of joy and adventure. It's not about grand gestures or perfect plans. It's about being present and making the most of every moment. In the end, I think what matters most in a relationship is the connection you share and the ways you help each other grow. For me, being with Tom has been an incredible journey. He's not just my partner, he's my best friend, my cheerleader, and someone who makes life better just by being in it. Whether we're exploring a rocky beach, swinging through a busy city, or just spending a quiet evening together, every moment feels special because we're sharing it together. A quick way out of those suits, and that reality can be nerve-wracking. What surprises me is how people tend to brush off these concerns as if they aren't serious. It's almost as though everyone ignores the fact that these things can happen. But when I think about it, it really hits me how impressive Tom is. He navigates such challenges with grace, even when the odds seem stacked against him. Another thing that amazes me is Tom's ability to switch accents so effortlessly. Seriously, I'm so impressed by how he shifts between them like it's second nature. If I had to do a British accent, I don't think I'd be able to pull it off as seamlessly. That said, the